And we're okay here, and here we go.
Recording in progress.
So the question is, what would your guidance be to each other if you could get in a time machine? You go back to before you took the trip down there, and you're gonna give them nuggets of wisdom to help them get through this. So what are you gonna tell each other back in the past?
Well, you're talking about the trip home?
No, the whole experience from the day you flew down there.
Well, we were really excited. I was telling Ardith, I'm scared because my Spanish is, I had no Spanish when we started, really, just a few phrases. So I was telling Ardith, I'm going to have to rely on you for a while. Hopefully I'll get to the point where I can get around myself, but I'm going to need you more than ever to start this off.
Yeah, because when Bill was...
So one piece of advice would be, you're going to have some real challenges with the language here, and it's probably a little bit more important than might show up in this little discussion. So one of your pieces of advice to yourself when you were just getting started on this journey, if you could go back in time with your experience and say, let me guide you on what you're going to go through. And that's what this is about, is you two as guides, giving yourselves advice before you embark on this endeavor and what the coaching would be. And one of them is be prepared for some challenges with the language.
Exactly.
Yes. When Bill was in internship in Cleveland, the Peace Corps asked him to take a Berlitz course and learn some Spanish. And this was during internship where he was on call 24 hours. 36 hours, yeah.
Out of 48.
Out of 48. And of course, he didn't sleep during those 24 hours prior to this. So when he was taking the Berlitz course, he was exhausted and really didn't learn a lot. We talked a little bit in Spanish at home to try to prep him a little bit. But yeah, the Spanish was difficult because he was asleep when he took the Berlitz course, basically. So but he knew that he could depend on me to help with the language, and at first I had to, but then he learned enough to manage quite well on his own.
We knew we'd have to deal with the altitude. We knew we'd have to deal with exposure to illnesses that we hadn't seen here. We knew we'd had to be careful. So we talked about what that meant. We got a little bit more information during Peace Corps training, but we had to disinfect food at home. As it turns out, we were fortunate to have a couple of maids, right? Because we were encouraged to live as our Bolivian counterparts, Bolivian physicians lived. But they were Bolivian. We had to make sure they knew how to keep us safe from foodborne disease.
The water had to be treated and the food had to be prepared so that it was safe. And we were lucky, as Bill said, because the maids that we had who did the cooking were aware of what they needed to do.
Okay, we're going to